Shall we talk about victim mode? Victim mode, that's really interesting thing. And when I started to think about victim mode, I realized that there are many categories of victim mode. The hardest part is when people, for example, like me, I even didn't realize long time that I'm in a victim mode, because it was like, everything, like, the main question, like, when you are in victim mode, it's like you are asking, oh, why this happened to me? Why this and this happened to me? Why did this to me? Why they do that to me? And it's like, why something is happening to me. When you are out of victim mode, you understand that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you for a certain reason. But while you are in a victim mode, you look at it as like that everyone is so bad towards you, and everyone is so unfair to you, and everyone is just like always everything is so bad towards you. But there are people who actually use victim mode quite successfully. Right, so one group of people who cause reaction to get in this victim mode, but quite often they don't even realize that. Most of the time those are people who are in codependent relationships, and they just don't want to be the bad ones, when actually in the end of the day they actually are the bad ones. Literally, quite often, most of the times, they are the ones who are even worse than the other person who is doing something to them. So, clear example, I had a neighbors before, and the guy was like really with a big temper. He had some angry issues as well. As he said, he was trying to work on them in counseling or whatever else. But fact itself, when they started to argue, I could always hear him talking and, like, swear word after the swear word and shouting out like, and this and that and that. Never ever I could hear her. What turns out afterwards, what happens in cases like that? Everyone's like, oh my god, poor girl, she probably is suffering, he's such an abuser, and blah blah blah, and everyone is trying to save her. What happens next? After one specific night, I found out that quite often all starts with her. She is like, for example, if he's coming back home and he's not really in the mood and he's just saying, leave me alone, I will gonna go to room, calm down and everything. What she's doing, she comes to him and, like, literally with a monotone voice, like quite quiet voice, she's going in his ears, whatever, for whatever she's saying. But reaction afterwards gets like, he starts to fume, he's trying to calm him down. But if she's non-stop on him, at some point he just explodes, and then it's like, he kicks doors, he bangs doors, he's swearing and everything else. But the thing is, quite often, as funny as it is, she was trying to say that he is so abusive, he is like really bad person, he has been nasty to her. But when one time, and she was saying that, yeah, he's sending messages, like tons and tons of messages. But one time when she asked me to show how works whatever on the messenger or somewhere else, literally it was her, he replied with one sentence, and then it was tons and tons and tons of messages where she was slagging him off, saying bad things. So actually, in the end of the day, she was the abuser, because she was abusing, like she was really nasty to him. And when he turned and became nasty to her about what she wrote, she made it look like, oh my God, he is so bad to me. He's saying so bad things to me. Oh my God, everyone please now feeling sorry for me now. See, this is the victim mode. People just like to be in that one. And these things happen not only with him as her ex-partner, but that happened even with her friends too. And the thing is, like, when one of her friends started to, like, they had like a big fall, like not like big fallout, but they had a fallout. So at first she was like, she told me that she's so bad, she's so ungrateful, she's like this and that. So she said literally she's so angry with her and whatever else. After a while, what she did to that person, at first she was writing really nasty messages that she's so pissed off the way how she is, she's this and that. When the other person didn't reply anything, literally blanked out, but she blanked out because she didn't have internet connection on that moment, so she literally even didn't really read that messages. And when she read, I told her, don't reply, there is no point to reply, because you know how is the actual situation, why you should even react to that. So she didn't reply. Next stage, what happened? She started to emotionally blackmail her, like, yeah, I'm such a bad friend to you, and you know, like all these talks when she tried to get like a sympathy from her back, like, you made the situation awkward, you slag someone off, but then when suddenly you realize, oh my God, I'm losing my position, you start to do everything to get again back in this victim position. And when she still carried on not answering, she was like, oh yeah, she's like, now she's not talking to me, and yeah, I'm probably such a bad person or bad friend, and sort of trying to get a sympathy from everyone else. That's living in a victim mode. Why? And I told her many times she needs to get out of it, but then after a while I realized she doesn't want to get out of it. She feels so comfortable in that. She literally enjoys being there. She enjoys stirring up all the crap around her and then become so-called victim, because she feels so great when everyone feels sorry or saying, oh no, hon, you are so good, you are so great, don't worry, everything will be fine. Children, that's all I can say. Seriously, that's children. And as funny as it is, it doesn't happen only in between young people. I know many older people than me who is actually playing on that as well. Many times they are saying things just to get this sympathy towards them, whenever it's like, seriously, you are enough old to understand that life is working in different ways. And then it's like, there are people like who think they are not in a victim mode and judging people who are in a victim mode. It's like, and but the thing is, the funniest thing, those who think that they are not the victims and judging those who are sort of in a victim mode, they most of the time do the same thing as that group who are making this reaction to get in this victim mode. But on top of that, they are judging people like that. That's like even worse. You are judging literally yourself and you even don't see that. You are slagging off someone who is sort of in a victim mode, but you are doing exactly the same. And so it's like kind of strange, you know, like how it plays out. Or even worse, there are people who actually know that they are in this victim mode, and they know that they feel comfortable in that victim mode, but they are denying on the outside world that they are in a victim mode. I know it sounds really tricky and complicated, but this is how people are. They just so enjoy that strange victimhood, you know, like I don't know why. It's like I didn't enjoy that. I didn't like to be whingy, like why doesn't happen this, why doesn't happen that, and why everything is like this or that. I actually didn't like that, because that made me always question why. But those people, they don't question it. They all the time doing that. They only say that in a question mode only then, when there is a public in front of whom they can say, oh, why does it always happen to me? It's like a movie for them. They can be in a main role there, and everyone's around like, oh, everything will be fine. You are so good. You actually so great. No, you are not great. You know what you are doing, and you're playing on that. It's not great. Simply, there is another group, but that's already the trickiest group. That's probably when I started to realize it's like people who know that they are in a victim mode, but afraid to change it, or they don't know how to change it. This group is actually a little bit more hopeful, because those who are afraid to change, well, I can't say they are more hopeful, because those who are afraid to change, it means they understand that changes will be hard, and that will be like, you will have to work on yourself to get you out of it, and it will not gonna be easy, and they understand that, and therefore quite often it's easier to stay in that victimhood, in that victim mode. It's like with a certain relationships, like, you know, like cheaters, quite often those who are saying like they go to some other counterpart and say, oh, my partner is this or that, I'm such a poor thing, you know, she or he is nasty to me, and whatever, and they are getting this sympathy from this other person. That other person, realistically, they think, oh, I am such a great person, I can change their life. And when they actually offer, you know what, leave them, come to me, we will gonna do whatever, you know, like we can change everything, you think something happens? No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen. But then again, the thing is, like, even if it happens, it wouldn't work out, because this is again the point, when you get out of something, first you have to live on your own. You have to get out of all that previous situation properly, and only then you can start something brand new. So, but those people, no, they are staying there, and there is always excuses. Oh, I'm doing that for kids, I'm doing that because of my financial situation, I'm doing that because I will not gonna have where to live. And even if the other part, where they are saying that they are giving proper solutions how to change that, they still will gonna find excuses why they can't do that, simply because they so used to live in there, it's like really comfortable to live in that mode. It's so comfortable that they just don't want to change it. So it's, if they are so afraid to change something, they are so afraid of any type of changes, that they rather choose to live in that victim mode and they enjoy it. Even they say they don't, they still enjoy it in a way. Another thing is like, it's like if you don't know how to change it. But that's like different. See, the thing is like when people say, if that's what the saying is, if you will be ready to learn, the teacher will gonna find you, or the teacher will gonna come across you, you know, like it's like whenever you are ready to learn something new, or it's the same with the changes. Whenever you will be whenever you are ready to change something, solutions for your so-called problems, what is not actually a problem, it's maybe just in our heads a problem, but there will be a solution how to change it. So it's just only how much you are willing to change that. So victim mode is quite nasty thing. And I mean it's more it's not nasty to those who recognize it and they think about the ways how they can change it and how to get out of this victim mode. But I mean for those who are sitting there and just feeling comfortable there, or who are actually even causing everything to get in that mode, honestly, I do feel sorry for them. And not in a way that it's like, I feel sorry because they are missing out so much. They are missing out so much.